Hey everybody, my name's Adam Brous,
I'm Scott Maupin.
and this is Solutions from the Multiverse, where we bring you a new solution every week to your happy earballs.
So thanks for joining us, and come by each Tuesday morning. We'll have a new episode ready for you. Here we go.
Welcome to Solutions from the Multiverse.
Oh, it's the Irish version.
Thank you for listening. I'm Scott Maupin.
Oh, and I'm Adam Brous. I was staying the German accent. I can't do it any good.
Do you know why I'm
Irish
doing
accent.
an Irish accent,
No,
Mr.
why?
Brous?
Why?
Mr. Adam, it's because today, not the day we're recording it, but the day it's published, is St. Patty's Day.
Wow, you do a really good Irish accent.
But yeah, it is because this is St. Patrick's Day when it comes out.
Great. St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
Cool.
See, this is what I was
Okay,
saying.
should we go straight into the solution?
Right into it.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Adam Brous. This is Scott Maupin across from me here. We are Solutions from the Multiverse, which is a podcast that brings you solutions that you've never heard of before. And today's solution is Secular Saints Day.
Secular Saints
Secular
Day.
Saints Day. So Catholics will know that there's this thing called Saints Day. So every day has like not just one, but like multiple saints associated with it.
Oh, there's enough for every single day?
Oh yeah, there's way more than that. Yeah, there's thousands of saints.
Thousands of
I think
saints?
so, yeah. And so every day has like more than once. Usually there's like a major one, and then
Right.
it has like a bunch of like minor ones. And you can kind of pick, but that's like your saint day. And the saint that you're born on is almost like a little horoscope. Like it sort of is supposed to sort of influence you in a way because you can like pray to that saint. Because Catholics are kind of like Hindus. They like all the saints are like little demigods that you can like pray to get to God.
Right.
And so the saints are like these.
It's like Street Fighter, and you can access the different special combos of your saint. If you were born on
you
that
can
day.
get those combos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can like Hadouken if you're born on like January 14th, you know. But so everyone has a Saints Day. And so the proposal today is that we have a secular Saints Day calendars. It doesn't have to just be one. I mean, I think a major one would emerge, like the same thing like with the Catholic saint days, where like there'd be like the major saint of that day, but then there'd be also like minor saints, and you could kind of choose another minor saint if you kind of identified with it more. Kind of like a Hindu, like, you know, if you identify a little more with this other regional deity, you can kind of like pick that deity to kind of like pray to and do rituals with.
Gotcha. And the secular part means that it just means that we're separating it from the religious aspect. It doesn't mean that they have to be
they can be any
religious,
of any moral, you know, they should be moral heroes.
They can be of any moral.
Not any.
Chaotic bad.
That's right. You can do Marquis de Sade, June 4th, Marquis de Sade.
Yep.
No. So you pick moral saints. So we can get into it's the fun thing is generating the calendar, right? Because you get to pick 365 saints. And then different groups or people could actually generate different calendars. So there could be like the calendar of secular saints that were just like generic American ones. And then there could be like a global one. And there could be like a freedom fighter one where every single day is a freedom fighter. And there could be like an African one where it's like all these African amazing heroes from Africa or the African diaspora. There could be like, you know, South American ones, or, you know, you could be
like a chemistry saints day,
yeah,
where it's just like people
all
for
famous
science,
chemists or mathematician
secular
saints day. And then you would Google, like you can do right now if you want to Google like what's my Catholic, like what's my Saints Day saint, you can find out from your birthday. Well, you could say, well, what's my secular Saints Day? And it would have this long list. It'd be like, well, the mathematician is this, and the freedom fighter is this, and the, you know, the kind of global, most sort of Western culture one is this guy or girl. And yeah, there could be a women's one where it's all women moral heroes, you know, so there could be all these different ones. And then when you look up your birthday, you could like, you know, pick among those to feel like you identify closer to that one or whatever. But that would be like your
that as your saint, your secular saint.
Just a hero that you think of, like, oh, I was born on, so I can tell you mine.
Okay.
So I was born on March 21st, 1985, which is exactly 300 years to the day after Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh.
So I think of Bach as a secular saint, not necessarily as a moral hero, but an artistic hero, which in a way is a kind of moral hero. And you could do an artist one where there's 365 artists.
Yeah.
But so I think of Johann Sebastian Bach as my sort of secular saint. And that's kind of cool, And I could make.
Do you also like Bach's music?
I mean, I appreciate it. I don't think I would like.
But he's your saint. I mean, you gotta. Don't you have like a duty?
I was almost named Sebastian.
Okay.
From Johann Sebastian Bach. That was almost like within a hair's breadth. That was my name.
I think of him as the organ, like the intense organ music, the fugues and all those different like.
He was basically like the best counterpoint composer ever, and he like did such intense counterpoint that he like figured out tonal harmony just by layering so many counterpoint variations on top of each other. He was like, oh, chords, and then he invented tonal harmony from that.
Whoa.
So yeah, he's like a total mathematical musical genius.
Well, I did it a little bit different. I don't know who was born on my day per se, but I made a list. But before I get to that, I want to find out, how is this a solution? I'm going to push you on this.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So this is a solution to secular society lacks this, and it should have it because it's a superpower of religious society. So why shouldn't secular humanistic sort of society just have it?
Right. Why do you give it up just because you're not
why would you just give up like this awesome thing, which is like looking up your birthday and seeing cool moral heroes that you can like think about and kind of identify with if you want or not? I mean, it's totally up to you.
I mean, on a level, it's sort of exercising the same thing that mentorship or like having a mentor-mentee thing.
Sure. A hero,
or like someone to look up to. Sure.
Yeah.
A role model.
Yeah. There could even be a calendar of fictional ones, I think.
Okay.
So you're asking a good question, and I'll answer it more directly. So one is just practical. Like, why should secular humanists give up this awesome thing that Catholics get and Hindus get? Because they have their own, kind of their pantheon of gods is almost like this. It's like, and Muslims to some extent have this too. They have various sort of Muslim saints like Hussein and various other ones that they really think of as like heroes. And, and the Catholics also have martyrs who sometimes aren't sainted, but are still like these heroes. And then obviously Jesus, the apostles are considered like moral heroes.
Right.
So why should secularism, if it's going to be an alternative to a religious way of doing life, which I think it should be,
right?
Why should it be like weaker or worse? It shouldn't. It should be like actually more robust because it can include all the good things that religions like discovered, and it can just sort of secularize them and make them there. So like you can say like as I have in my life, like I very much look up to like Plato and Aristotle. I've always been like, since I've read their work, I was like admired them as moral and heroes of the world. They're academics, and they're scholars, but they're also
contributions.
They're also moral heroes. Yeah, they sat down every day and decided to like make a huge, valuable contribution to society and to their to history. And so I think of them as like moral heroes. And I gain what's interesting about this comes from Rudolf Steiner, who's an early American philosopher guy. Or British or American, and he was the basis of what's now Waldorf schools.
Okay.
So he like invented Waldorf schools. And one of the things he says, because I read a bunch of his lectures on education because I was interested in Waldorf schools, is that if you want a child or a young person or an adult, I guess, but it's mostly young people, to forge like a moral, like to have morality, and not just have it as a code, but actually have the willpower to like do the hard things that their moral code asks of them. He believes, and there isn't really evidence to support this, but there's also not evidence to disprove it. So it's an interesting theory. He believes that young children, especially like pre-abstract thinking, like before the age of 12, especially, they actually need to hear the stories and identify with moral heroes. And those each create like strands with which they braid and kind of make their moral fiber that then later in life, they're able to say, I'm going to do the right thing. And the right thing is to like, be selfless or help or whatever it is. And they actually are able to do it because they can call upon emotional memories of like looking up to these like moral heroes.
Yeah.
And this bears out in the data in some respect because Christians at least, the research I've looked at, it's not, I mean, it reflects on all religious people, but Christians in particular actually in some ways behave more morally in their behavior than non-Christians.
Okay.
Which pisses off non-Christians, pisses off atheists, but it's actually in the data.
Right.
One example is undirected organ transplant. So that means organ transplant where you just give it because out of the goodness of your heart, with no one, not your family member, not someone asking you,
no one
paying
knocks you out,
no one
takes
knocks you
it from
out,
you,
puts you in a
wakes you up.
Yeah, in a bucket of ice. You wake up in a bathtub of ice. No, it's not like Minority
That does
Report.
not count. You
No.
did not do a good thing.
That also is non-directed, but
I'm
in a
sorry
way
about your
worse.
injury, but
That's
you did not-
non-consenting.
You don't get a credit for
organ
that.
transplant, right? So imagine someone just says, you know what, it's the right thing to do. I'm just going to donate my kidney.
Right.
That's like.
Does that happen?
That does happen.
A lot.
Enough. A few thousand a year.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of kidneys, lungs, liver, the ones where you can give half,
Nice people.
one lung, one
Yeah.
liver, or part of your liver, one kidney. There's not very much else you can, bone marrow can be non-directed as well, which is
Okay.
also, it's not a full
But I mean, at
surgery,
what
but it's
point are you
painful.
trying to take over the other person's body? I mean,
I mean,
if
you
you put
get
all
everything
that
in there,
into
yeah.
somebody, that's like a hostile takeover. You're trying to put your marrow
That's like,
into them
get
too.
out.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like, get out.
You're
half
like
the brain.
maybe they're donating with like they're like there's a 10% shot that I get some sort of like control abilities. If I
Right,
get enough of
right.
me in there,
Yeah, you just
I
take
can
over.
I can just kind of like a
Infiltrate.
pilot. I can pilot the pilot the mech suit.
That's right. I think it's an open area of research, Scott. I think you might want to just look into.
I'll get
that a
right
little
on
more.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
into whether you can mech suit other people by donating your bone marrow.
Can
to them.
bone marrow?
That's going to be
Googling.
Yeah,
hold on.
I want to see your Google list. After that.
Wait a minute. There's an alert that popped up said I'm on a list somewhere now.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
the bone marrow list. You're not allowed to donate bone marrow.
No.
That's for sure. But yeah. So, anyways, Christians actually end up in some ways being more moral, in other ways not. Like Christian societies, like societies that are Christian,
Mhm.
like countries, and any like severely religious societies are actually less moral than, like, they don't take as good care of like their poor, and they don't, because they don't adopt socialism basically.
Okay.
And whereas, Europe is like almost all atheists, and they're like incredibly dedicated to like the welfare, not only of their own citizens, but like they take in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of refugees, and they really like do a lot to like provide for the welfare of all their people. And they're atheists. I mean, they used to be Christian, but they're not now. And you go down the street and ask,
You don't think that the average
they're not Christian
in Europe? It's not an average. Is not like a religious society.
Absolutely not. Christians are no. Yeah, Europe is atheist.
I've never been to mainland Europe. So
Okay,
I do not
Europe
know.
is a almost entirely atheist society. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're historically Christian, and people might say, and Christians here will say, well, they're culturally Christian, and so everything good about their society is coming from Christianity.
I mean,
but
that whole Vatican City
the
is
opposite is the truth. I mean, the opposite is people are actually have abandoned their Christianity, and then they gained socialism and got really, really good at taking care of their poor and helping people and stuff. Whereas America and other like highly religious societies, like Muslim religious societies and other super religious societies, sometimes don't take as good a care of their people, even though they claim to be like morally. Anyways, but part of the reason you see Christians be more charitable than non-Christians and more this non-directed organ transplant and stuff, I believe is some evidence that Rudolf Steiner and this sort of Waldorf idea is right. And I feel it myself. Like if I just introspect my own moral commitments, I feel not that the exact details of the moral commitments come from those heroes, but the strength, the courage to convert from inaction to action, I think comes directly from this like well of bravery and strength and sort of impetus. And that well, when I look in it, is like these heroes that I have, whether it's Plato or Gandhi or, I have these various sort of heroes.
It checks out because as you were describing it earlier, I'm like, well, sure. I grew up religious in a very religious household, but then transitioned out of that in when in my 20s. But I like also was very much a comic books kid when I was in my teens and going forward. So I was like latching on to the moral lessons and the the ethic fibers that were
Right,
going
right.
through Spider-Man and
Sure,
you
doing
know,
what's
like-
right, doing what's
Yeah,
right, even though it's
capture all
hard
the
and
different
making
things.
sacrifices. Yeah,
Right.
I think a lot of people go to Harry Potter these days in the recent generation, and that's why there could be fictional ones too. But yeah,
Do you think there would be pushback on this idea of secular saints from the religious aspect?
who cares?
Or well, I'm saying,
Yeah,
do you think
sure, they'd be
like
like
the
that
religious
Darth.
community, would they be happy to be like, oh yeah, you guys can also have something like we have? That would be cool.
Well,
Or do you think they would be like, oh, we're kind of not into this because
Yeah.
you're
Well, it's
taking
only
our
the
thing.
Catholics, really. The Catholics, it's a thing. Only
Okay.
the Catholics have. Like Protestants don't have saints.
This is true. I did not grow
So
up with.
yeah, so it's only a Catholic thing. I grew up, went to Catholic school. My parents were culturally Catholic, but left the church when they were 20 in their 20s.
Gotcha.
So we know, but I culturally know a lot about Catholicism for that reason. So no, I mean Catholics might be like, Catholics get mad about Harry Potter and say
Sure.
it's witchcraft. Who cares? Like, who cares what they think? Like, that's fine. They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
But the point is that they've hit upon a really smart thing when they invented it in like the Middle Ages or whatever. They hit upon a really smart thing for developing moral fiber. Well, what we need is like secular moral fiber. We need people to be more brave and courageous to put their morality into
Right.
action. And it turns out the way to do that is to have these moral heroes. And if you don't have those moral heroes, you kind of are sort of like, well, it's not my fight, or, you kind of can rationalize because you have this fear. You don't have that courage and impetus. So you can kind of rationalize how like you can kind of back off and like, it's not my fight. And like, I feel kind of awkward. Like, I don't feel like I can do that, or that's kind of scary. Like, wow, they're so brave. They go and protest, or they go and are doing all this activism to like make the world better, or starting a social impact business, or wow, they're so brave. I don't feel like I can do that. Rudolf Steiner's theory is the reason people feel that way is because they didn't have the moral heroes like given to them and fed to them in story form when they were younger.
Well,
and so
and
they end up just kind of anemic. With
people
like
people setting an example leads to other people following suit. In good and bad, like in school shooting ways. Then
Right.
when there's a shooter, then other people copycat the
copycat.
thing.
Yeah, even something evil.
But
right.
like even when someone like breaks the 4-minute mile, all of a sudden then
Right.
lots of
can do
people
it.
all of a sudden
Right,
can start
right.
breaking, where it's been a thing
Right.
that no one could do forever.
Yeah.
So
there
it's
could be an
just-
athlete one. You could do an athlete
For sure.
secular, so you do a Joe Montana, July 10th or something, yeah.
Was this a good time to
Tell me some of your, what are
So I don't know
what are
what
some of
anyone's day.
yours?
I thought I was trying to like fill out a calendar of who would be on like my
your whole
secular
calendar.
saints.
Wow, so you would have 365
Well, I didn't know.
saints.
I didn't have 300.
Pretty
'Cause-
greedy, Scott. Pretty greedy.
I want all the.
I
but
got
like-
all the saints.
But like I thought maybe like the number of holidays you have in a regular
Yeah.
year. All right, so I was brainstorming on secular saint.
Yeah, what'd you come up with?
And well, first I looked up some and they already exist. Like I was going to be like Harriet Tubman Day,
Sure.
but that's already like
A
March
day.
10th.
There you go. So
New York.
So we could just
and
blammo pull that in.
Maryland.
Yeah, let's just. That's our okay.
Yeah.
We'll just bring it into the
Bring it in. And
like
there's
a
some
major
Rosa
one.
Parks Day
yeah.
in
Martin
some
Luther
places.
King Day is already a thing.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X Day in some places is already a thing.
Great. Civil rights.
But
Yeah.
I was like,
Civil rights.
on my list is Gandhi.
Great.
And
I
so
love
of course
Gandhi.
that would be Gandhi. That would be Gandhi.
Right. Unless you're gone that day. But you could pick like the Indian Independence Day and that could become the Gandhi
Oh.
Day. You pick some day where then it resonates through because it's supposed to capture like you're trying to think like 7-year-olds who are like, what's my secular saint day? It should like resonate through their imagination in a narrative way.
I have Jonas Salk. Jonas Salk,
Is that the polio guy?
He's the guy who gave away the polio
there you go.
vaccine
And it could be
instead
the
of
date that
patenting
he
it.
gave it away. It could
which
be
It's called Salksgiving, of
yeah,
course.
okay, good.
Dolly Parton, I thought.
Don't sulk.
Dolly Parton is a good one.
Dolly Parton, is she really a moral saint? I guess
Oh yeah,
musician.
she does
Yeah.
so much
She does a lot
philanthropic
of
work.
philanthropic work.
And she's just an
Yeah.
awesome
Well,
person.
what day would she be?
Dolly Wally, of course, would
What's
be
that
her
mean?
holiday. It's like Diwali, but
Oh,
it's
Dolly
Wally.
Wally. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that Dolly Wally.
Then there's Waters Day for Bill Watterson, the Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah. Oh,
guy.
that's awesome. Yeah,
I thought he
that's
would be a
awesome.
good one
He
because
is
his
good.
Calvin and Hobbes is timeless.
Amazing,
right?
Yeah, totally timeless. And
Ryan-
he never sold out. Did you know that?
Right. No.
He never sold out. That's
I
why
love
you
it.
don't see like
There's
you
no
don't see
official
merch or stickers or anything. I mean, you do, but it's all knockoff.
Right. It's yeah.
But you don't see like bunch boxes because it's not allowed.
And then I have All Saints Day. for Al Green and Weird Al Yankovic.
They share it.
They're both on All Saints Day.
And then All Saints Day can be like the celebration of all the saints.
Yeah.
Secular, even religious, whatever. We can be a little ecumenical, and
just really jam them in.
Bring in all the Muslim saints. It's also cool to learn that actually all the religions have something like a saint. Not necessarily a Saints Day calendar like the Catholics, but like I learned a lot about the Muslim Saint Hussein, who is this very famous, the Muslims who know this saint. Nice. He's this like really, really righteous, fighting for the right in some conflict in the Middle Ages, in the Muslim Middle Ages, or the European Middle Ages, which was the Muslim, like their civilization was like kicking butt. He like stood for the right thing and fought the right fight and was like really righteous and sacrificed himself. And so that could be like, so All Saints Day, the secular All Saints Day could actually celebrate all saints. Like not just Catholic saints.
Just bring them all in.
Yeah, it could be fictional saints, musical saints, mathematical saints, Muslim saints, Catholic saints. They could all be in one tent, which is pretty cool.
That would rule, yeah. All right, so what about Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers?
Oh, great. Yeah, I love that.
Perfect. Good Fred Day. It's his holiday.
Yep, yeah.
I put Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates all in there.
Oh my God! One day or
one day. It's for Ain't Patrick's Day because none of them are named Patrick.
Okay, good. Ain't Patrick's Day makes sense. Well, that includes a lot more.
It works for almost everybody.
It's a huge number.
Just Patrick Swayze.
Are there any Patricks that
Patrick
are
Stewart?
But those aren't moral heroes.
No, not probably.
Are there any Patrick moral heroes?
Not that I'm concerned. Not as far as I'm concerned.
Patrick. All the Patricks
and there never will be.
Yeah, the Patrick name is cursed. It's cursed, I tell you.
To the grave. Yeah. Oh, and the last one on my list is Independence Day, right?
Of course.
Well, then there's Prince Dance Day, which is where you, if you're into Prince music, you dance to Prince music.
And Prince is the same.
Prince of the music, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you mean the artist formerly known as Prince.
I
presume.
I mean, Prince and the artist formerly.
Okay, so his music,
all the entirety of the Prince,
his musicology, his discography,
that's
discography.
I think he did, one of his albums was called.
It's called Musicology.
Yeah,
wow,
amazingly done.
I really walked into that one. I meant discography, but yeah, musicology. Prince is a weird guy.
Oh yeah,
super weird,
big time.
I never
but
understood,
in a great way,
understood how he was like a sex icon. He looks like he's so slight, but he just,
I don't think it matters for Prince. He oozes charisma. And when he sings, you're like, oh, hello, what's up? I mean,
wow.
Yeah. And also I think he coated himself in velvet most of the time. So
that goes,
that's pretty,
saying that
pretty
impressive. You're a
impressive.
sex leader.
Yeah.
You've draped yourself in
you're
velvet.
serious about your sex leader game when you are head to toe velvet and ruffles.
That's right.
You cannot.
So I don't know. I don't think there'd be pushback on this, and anybody could do it at any moment.
Yeah.
And you know what is really a big opportunity here?
Marketing.
Not to break it down to just
show business,
money and stuff, but there's merch opportunity like crazy.
Okay.
So every Catholic knows that you can buy, and lots of people do buy, a necklace of your Saints Day. And so there's like, you go into like Catholic tchotchke shops, and they have a whole like section of just like Saints Day merch, and people very urgently, like deliberately walk in there, go to their saint and buy like the statue, the picture, the necklace, and then they go up to the register and they pay like $35 to get it all. And the Catholics are like, yoink, cha-ching.
Nice.
And it's a good trade because the people get this like totem, for them to focus their moral energies on. And it's very positive for them. It's very good for them to do that.
You go to Applebee's and the person's like, yo, is that a necklace with Louis Pasteur around your neck? And you're like, yeah, thanks for noticing.
Aristotle. Why did you think it was Larry?
They're like, did you give Aristotle a little microscope? You're like, well, I thought
he was a scientist.
I'm not going to deny him. I'm not going to deny him access to microscope. What am I, a monster?
God. So it's a
Secular
great merch
saint.
opportunity. And you know what? I'm announcing right now, Solutions from the Multiverse's merch store, when it someday opens, which it's not open today,
full of
we'll
saints.
have the saint calendar. It'll have the saint necklaces. It'll have saint icon pictures that you can buy.
What do you think is going to be our most best-selling merch, like type of merch?
Well, I think
Is it a T-shirt? Is it
I think the All Saints calendar that's like a tear-off calendar.
Is it the bobblehead?
Or just a calendar and each day says the saint on it?
Yeah,
I think that'll
give us.
I think that'll be because people buy a calendar every year, and we just keep selling that one. over and
Suckers!
over and over again.
What a racket! We should have been in calendars this whole time.
Keeps
They
going
can't.
on.
You can't save them for later.
I was learning that if you really want to make a lot of money on like a YouTube channel, it's all about the merch store. It's like 40 to 60% of most YouTube, like good revenue positive YouTubers have like merch, and that's what they make money on. Like Kurzgesagt did a whole video explaining this. So
I was going to say, I got bad news.
If
bad news for you about podcasting.
If anybody wants to run the solutions for the Multiverse merch store, well, you can cut yourself in on whatever and then make it, and we would do it. It'd be awesome.
Well, I've been meaning to talk to you about the supplement plan scheme that I was going to come up with for us. So
that's great.
We can just peddle
supplements from the Multiverse.
Oh, wow. We don't even have to change
there it is.
Things.
I made a whole list. There's a lot of things that we could take solutions and then make merch from it. But this is like, I think this All Saints calendar and All Saints stuff is that's like
the calendar,
big merch opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'd have like a T-shirt and Saints also solutions T-shirts.
And it's only March right now,
so
we've got
hat. It's pretty cool with like a light bulb on.
We got 9 months to get this thing. Well, conceivably probably more like 6 because people start buying their calendars early. No,
we got to do it.
People don't buy their calendars on December 31st.
Nobody does that. They get way out ahead. My mom bought her calendars like easily 6 months ahead.
So we only have 3 months.
But she did other things. How early does your family plan like a trip? Like if you're going to go on like a week vacation to like Mexico or something, how early in number of months does your family like buy the plane tickets, like get it all locked in?
I feel like above me, the family members do it at about 6 months.
Okay.
And me, I'm lucky if I'm doing it at a month and a half. Yeah.
My mom easily 1 year early, 1 year ahead.
Wow.
Easily. Sometimes like she's already like planning before
confident with that.
Like she came to visit San Francisco. So and it was great to see her and stuff. My dad came a little bit too, cause he was busy. But then, she came in like January, and then she 2 weeks after she left, she was like, "Oh, we'd like to come in March." And we were like, I mean, that's soon, but yeah, great. We got a new baby. Like you just want to come and spend time with the baby. Like you want to come again. Great. Yeah. Come in March. That's great. And we were like, okay, great. And then we were like, okay, it's like getting to be March. Like what day are you coming? And she was like, oh no, March 2027.
What?
And we were like, what are you talking about? Who says in January?
Parents of a newborn are like, we are not capable of thinking.
March 2027, that might as well be on the moon. Like that might as well be.
That's wild. That's hilarious.
Funny? Yeah, they plan so far ahead.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. But yeah, anyways, secular saints, they're cool. I think they would be. I can say another thing about secular saints, which is that my Catholic saint is Saint Benedict. Who is?
Oh no, the one who turned against everyone and
no. Saint Benedict is the patron saint of scholars. He's famous for writing the rules of the monastery. So Catholic monasteries in the Middle Ages were like crazy. First, they were just like houses of like Catholic guys hanging out.
Right.
But there were no Protestants, so it was just Christian guys hanging out, and they were like supposed to be like Christian. But then it was kind of crazy. So this guy Benedict was like, "Look, let's write down a bunch of rules about how like a monastery should work."
Rule 1, you don't talk about the monastery.
That's right.
Rule 2, you don't talk about
wear the big brown robes all the time. But yeah, he wrote all the rules, and monasteries were places of study.
Okay.
Purportedly. I mean, it was all just sort of whatever. It wasn't great study, but they were purportedly like, doing stuff.
Coming for the monasteries.
Bro. I mean, they were, they would like, look at these ancient texts that are awesome. And they just turned them sideways and would like write.
That's all they did. That's what you think?
But I don't just think that. Look at the historical record, and they call it the Dark Ages for a reason. Like there wasn't much going on except for a bunch of religious craziness, fanaticism. They were just like repeating fanatical, chants all the time. They weren't really They weren't
Like,
like, what
chant.
They
Okay,
weren't-
now how do you make the wine exactly?
Right. They did do beer. They liked beer. But they weren't like, how does light work? Let's like grind new lenses to look at the sky. Like they weren't like actually doing study, you know?
Okay.
They were just like, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? I think it's this many. I think
That's
it's
study.
this many. Like who cares?
Study.
You know?
We need that
it's study.
info.
Right. Thomas Aquinas did do, I mean, he wrote the Summa Theologica, so he sort of brought together a lot of the scholarship, you know, put it into it. So there was some study. But anyways, he wrote the things. And so he's known as, St. Benedict's known as the saint of scholars. And I just, from a young age, that imprinted on me like that I was somehow a scholar because I had a patron saint of St. Benedict's, and now I'm a professor and, you know, teach people and do scholarly work all the time. And I've stayed in Zen monasteries and lived a monastic life
Nice.
for weeks at a time throughout my life. And
Where you just copied papers over
no, you
sideways?
just meditate. You're not even allowed to write anything down. You just meditate all
Wow.
the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and eat food and wander around, be quiet. Pretty rad. But anyways, why did I do those things? Well,
did you find them
why did I have the
afterward
impetus to do
be
it?
to have the value that you wanted going in? Or I mean, that's a huge question to just offhandedly throw.
Absolutely. Spending time in Zen monasteries is a hugely valuable thing for anyone to do.
All right.
Hugely valuable. Think of it this way. A glass of water, like lake water, you dip it in the lake.
Okay.
That's like your life. It's hard to see through because it's like been agitated all the time.
Sure.
But if you let it sit on the counter for like an hour, it'll be a lot clearer. You let it sit on the counter for a week, it'll be crystal clear with the muck at the bottom.
Mm.
That's what it's like to go to a Zen monastery for 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, or 9 days or 10 days, whatever you do. Yeah, you can do different lengths: 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 9 days. 10 if you go to the Goenka ones, which isn't Zen, that's insight meditation. But yeah, I've done lots of them. I've done probably a dozen retreats like that. It's really sick. I try to do one like I used to do one like every year for a couple of years. Now I do them like every 5 years.
Does everyone do well, or is there like somebody doing bad and you're like, hey man, you're stirring up my water over here? Like,
No, everyone follows
settle
the
down.
rules. You first follow the rules, you
Okay.
know, which is like don't talk and
Wander around.
Don't look at anyone. You're not
Don't look at
no
anyone.
No eye contact.
That's one of the rules.
Yep. You can acknowledge each other. Like when you're walking and someone walks past you, it's polite to like stop and bow to each other, but not with eye contact.
Whoa.
It's really nice.
It's
It's
nice.
luxurious. Yeah, it's luxurious because you don't have to be anyone to anyone. Like you don't have to be like, I'm a person. I'll be myself to you. You don't have to. You're just like, I'm just.
But do you have to resist the natural urge to look at the other people that you're around?
Maybe
I mean,
for like 30 minutes at the beginning, but then you just get into it and it's like awesome.
you just start ignoring people.
Well, you don't ignore people. You pay attention to them peripherally. So like, especially in a Zen monastery, you're very aware of what like the people next to you are doing.
Okay.
Because often things are happening like down the row. And so you have to like see that someone just rotated and then you rotate too. Or like you see that someone passed something and you have to like take it and pass it too. And so you're very aware of like the people on either side of you and you're aware of like what's in front of you, like ambient wise,
Uh-huh.
but you're not like looking at someone in the eyes and like catching their eye and being like, hi there. You know, there's that, all that is not there. It's this intimacy. There's a deep intimacy, like, you know,
Okay.
platonic intimacy, but it's
Wow.
totally, it's like playing basketball. When you're playing basketball, I mean, I guess you make eye contact to be like, pass me the ball or something, but you're not making eye contact with everyone, you know, but you're still a team and you know where everybody's kind of at and
Okay.
like what's going on.
Sure.
It's like that. You know what's going on. You know, you feel like part of this group, but you're not like, well, hey, I'm Adam and I like to do this and I like pizza, but I don't like burgers or whatever. You know, all your kind of preferences and personality.
Yeah, maybe it's good that they
Doesn't
don't let
matter.
you talk.
Yeah, no, it's good that they
that's
don't
the
let you talk.
conversation.
You do talk to the teachers. You can talk to the teachers.
What?
There's a thing called dokusan, which is where you go talk for like 20 minutes with one of the teachers.
I'd blow their mind. I'd be like, we are all teachers.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
start talking to everybody.
They're like, I've heard it before.
Does not everyone have something to teach me?
Yeah,
I mean-
right. You got to use that voice too. I'm sure people do that. Can you imagine how awful?
That's why I'm thinking I'd get kicked out right away.
No one get kicked out. You only get kicked out if you're completely obstreperous, you know. But no one
Completely
is.
what?
like annoying. Like if you were breaking all the rules, then they'd kick you out.
I fear that that's exactly what I would be doing.
I broke the rules a little bit. Like sometimes, especially in my
God.
first couple of retreats, I like couldn't help but go read because I like reading. So it's hard not.
There's
to
no
read.
reading?
No reading, no writing, no eye contact, no talking for 7-9 days.
I was just going to say,
It's
what are you supposed to do all day?
Meditate. It's just meditate.
That's the answer. Is it?
You sit and then you walk. You never sit for more than 40 minutes at a time, though. So it's like sit, walk, and then it's like lunch, and then it's like rest time where you do whatever you want. You can go for a run.
Okay.
There's like a gym sometimes. You can weight lift if you want.
Watch
Although
Netflix?
I feel like that kind of stirs up. No, you can't watch Netflix.
Come on.
There's no technology. You can't look at your phone. You put your phone away. You don't look at it for 7 days.
Got to raw dog it.
Just that. Yeah, that's raw dog. That's what it is. That's a raw dog. It's a great thing. Anyways, but why did I have the impetus and the moral, not the moral code to go do it, but the moral courage to go do something difficult like that? And I think the answer was because when I was young, I had a little statue of Saint Benedict, and I had like a little Saint Benedict necklace, and like,
Yeah.
Saint Benedict. I was like, yeah, patron of scholars. I'm like a scholar. I didn't ever say that to myself, but I felt that way. Like I'm a scholar.
But like scholarism that's not the right word.
Scholarism
Was your North Star, right?
Yeah, it became this, a strand in my moral fiber. So I feel like I'm not Catholic. I'm not going to raise my kid Catholic, probably. I mean, she might go to a Catholic school because it's nearby, but I really would like my children, and I really like all the secular children, to have the same experience where they can build a really robust moral fiber, and this would do it for them, I think. So, yeah.
I think it's great.
Let's do it.
I like it.
allsaints.org. I'm sure
that's got to be.
I'm sure that's
got to be taken.
Yeah. solutionsfm.com/allsaints.org.com
//////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////
make a lot of money because you sell the pendants, the calendars. Like, I don't mean make a lot of money, but it can fuel itself. Like, it can fund itself.
Sure.
It's not just like a charity thing. I mean, it could be a charity, it could be a nonprofit, but it won't be just like, oh, we have no money. It's like, no, you'll have money.
Right.
You're running a small business.
You have
You're
a
selling
thing
the
that can-
calendars and the and everything, and the statues and everything. You can make little tchotchke shops in every tourist town and say, oh, get your secular saint. You know?
Oh yeah, like the town, like the New York Saint, like the New York
Saints. Yeah,
That's
they
what I
would
mean.
love it.
The
They
New
would love
Orleans
it.
Saints,
The
but
New Orleans.
but like the saints from this area, you go in and you're just
you
like,
could do local
oh,
saints.
here's the Saints of Brooklyn
Yeah,
or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
And you have a little shop or a
That's
little
right.
museum
That's
with
right.
the people
How
from
many
that
saints
area.
are
I guess that's what
canonized?
museums are.
Canonized.
Sort of is.
We could make a startup and it would be canonized with a Y. Oh, God, that's awful.
Let's patent everything.
That's right.
We
Patent
get
the
it. Shut it all down.
You could trademark it. So you could make the calendars and then trademark that calendar, and then people couldn't steal your calendar, which is good. So you can, make some money from selling it, and then use that money to promote the idea of secular saints and moral courage.
Would you imagine that you could get like places to adopt these holidays like one by one? Is this like a grassroots
I would
sort
just
of thing?
publish the calendar, and it would just have all the days on it.
Okay. But I mean, like some places, like on Rosa Parks Day, whatever, some places celebrate it, some
you could
places
celebrate
don't.
it. Yeah. You could
you
go
could,
to the
like-
places that are celebrating and like be like, yeah, we promote it all over the country and the world.
Do you ever get
Rosa Parks is still alive.
I did not.
She
think
sued
that.
Outkast because they named one of their songs Rosa Parks.
Did she win?
Yeah, she won. She's a private person.
Could you
though.
imagine?
She doesn't do any like talks or anything.
You're the judge and you're just like doing normal judge thing. And
then all
then
of a
one
sudden,
morning you're
Rosa
like, Rosa Parks versus Andre 3000 and Big Boy. What is my day?
This is a great day.
Oh my goodness.
This is going to be a good day. Let's do discovery. Let's see what the evidence is. here.
All right, Big Boy, the floor is yours.
Yeah, exactly. Andre or Mr. 3000.
Mr.
I don't know.
Yeah, what should I
address
legally please the court?
Anyways, yeah, saints. And then maybe you could even publish little biographies of every saint. And now they're like, and people could buy like the sets, like, oh, we can buy like the set of like the saints biographies. And now it's all these biographies that are the saint biographies. And you could do a lot. You could do a lot with it. And the whole thing is all for the good because it's just promoting good morality without any need for like God or, mysticism or
Right.
like you'll burn in hell if you don't do any, like you just leave all that aside. You don't need any of that. You just say, look at these amazing moral heroes. Don't you want to be like
People
them?
to
Yeah, I
emulate.
want to be like
Yeah.
them. They're so cool. They're so awesome. In terms of,
Learn the stories, learn the histories, learn
why they became who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Let's do it.
Secular Saints Day.
Secular Saints Day or
Secular Saints
calendars or something. Yeah. I guess Secular Saints days. What's your Saints
Celebrating secular saints.
Day? Yeah.
Man, it's just getting harder to say when I do.
This is why we need someone to come and do it. Actually, they can do the branding and everything. You could call it canonized.
We need Don Draper
what about
over here.
What about canonized?
Canonized. Okay.
That means made a saint, right? So
Yeah.
Canonized, Okay. Thanks everybody for coming. This was Solutions from the Multiverse. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
See you next.
We know that the beginning says 1 week still, but it's actually every 2 weeks. Now.
Maybe we should.
No, it's too much work. This is the whiteout moment. We are currently auditorily whiting out that when it says every week, and it's just 2 weeks.
For now.
Yeah.
It's all right. But thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends.
We'll bring another one.
Tell your
next time.
kids. Tell your wife. Send them Solutions on the Multiverse. It's the only way podcasts grow, really.
That's the one. Word of mouth.
Please send us out, especially if you think there should be All Saints calendars and All Saints days. Secular All Saints Days. Secular Saints Days.
Bring them on.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. In contemporary parlance.
Wait, what's your version of contemporary
raw dogging,
parlance?
just like in the last couple months, the word raw dogging means not looking at your phone.
That's what you meant by your raw dog.
Well, that's what it means.
Oh, that's what it means?
Now, well, in a sexual context.
Are
it
you
means
aware of
something
the
else. But in the just day-to-day context, it just means not looking at your phone.
I would have guessed you were saying it was a euphemism for not wearing underwear. You're like a raw dog.
That's condo. That's
Commando.
Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I definitely am wearing underwear. New underwear.
New underwear.
New.
Why?
I just thought I'd try out some new underwear. Ladies underwear. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Larry David.
I think new underwear is one of the truly greatest feelings. You're just like, you get a little extra pep in your step. You're just like, I'm walking around new underwear. It's like a little secret that only you know.
Except for when you put it on your podcast, then it's everyone.
I'm not going to add this. We're starting with it is recording.
Oh, it is recording. Okay.
I did start.
We can add this at the end.
Bonus.
We could add a bonus track at the end.
Bonus
track. Rapport. The rapport. That's funny, actually. We cut off all the stuff at the beginning.
The back bonus.
The backbone of the show is at the very end.
I have to make sure I have what I need for this, actually.
Oh, do you have to get your many important papers out of your briefcase?
I have to get my many important papers.
Should we get started?
I will get started.
Or when you want to get as much paper crinkling into the microphone as possible. There, that's what everyone loves. This is gold. It's got to go to the
dulcet tones of
paper
crinkling.
And I'll just chew into the microphone while you do that.
It'll
be great.
Release it as a separate episode.
Yes,
almost
separate episode.
2 episodes.
Just chewing in paper.
All right, but we start with the thing now, right?
We just go welcome, and then we go straight into the solution.
All right, all right, here we go. Let's go for real. Oh wait, no, I have to turn my phone thing off.
Okay,
I'm not raw dogging over here, so I need to turn my notifications off.
Can we do something where I can see what time it is? I don't have any way to see
what time what.
So we can wrap up on the same 40. Don't we aim for 45? Yeah.
We can always just check what time.
Just raw dog it.
Just raw dog, man.
Okay.
All right,
that's fine.
But my notifications are off now.
We'll just go through it. The motions of the oceans.
All right.
Do you want to start? Go ahead.
Welcome to Solutions from the Multiverse.
Oh, it's the Irish version. Hey there. Thanks for listening to that episode of Solutions from the Multiverse.
Yep, we're back with a little after roll. Hello.
Hey, after roll. Roll that after roll. So basically, we want you to subscribe.
Yeah.
And rate and review and tell someone, take your favorite solution and send it to someone who you think it would like blow their mind to hear it.
Yeah, we love making the show. We're proud of it. And we're excited. We want other people to show. We know that the main way people find podcasts is word of mouth. I know that's true for me. I listen to my friends who also listen to podcasts tell me about ones, and I go, okay, I'm cluing into that. So we want to be part of that chain.
So thanks for being a part of Solutions.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.
Bye.
Bye.